Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Earlier today, I did a post on the number A113, its connection to Disney, and much more. With that in mind, I wanted to visit this episode called Donald in Math Magic Land. In simple English gematria, the word math equals 42, and the word magic equals 33. If you do math magic with Pythagorean gematria, it equals 39. All very special numbers once we talk about much. And what I want to talk about overall in this episode is how Disney continues to use sacred geometry and numerology in all of their doings, from the movies they release to Disneyland and where it's located and the year it's open. But let's begin by watching a little bit of Math Magic Land. We'll just watch a couple clips.
Hello, Donald.
That's me. Where am I?
Mathemagic Land.
Magic Land? Never heard of it.
It's the land of great adventure.
Now, who are you?
I'm a spirit, the true spirit of adventure.
That's for me. What's next?
A journey through the wonderland of mathematics.
Mathematics? That's for all kids.
Eggheads. Now hold on, Donald. You like music, don't you?
Yep.
Well, without eggheads, there would be no music.
Uh,
Come on. Let's go to ancient Greece, to the time of Pythagoras, the master egghead of them all,
Pythagoras?
the father of mathematics and music.
Mathematics and music?
Ah, you'll find mathematics in the darndest places. Watch. First, we'll need a string. Stretch it good and tight. Plunk it. Now divide in half. Plunk again. You see? It's the same tone, one octave higher. Now divide the next section. And the next. Pythagoras discovered the octave had a ratio of 2 to 1. With simple fractions, he got this. And from this harmony in numbers developed the musical scale of today.
By golly, you do find mathematics in the darndest places.
You can imagine how excited Pythagoras was when he shared his findings with his pals, a fraternity of eggheads known as the Pythagoreans. They used to meet in secret to discuss their mathematical discoveries. Only members were allowed to attend. They had a secret emblem, the pentagram. Let's see what the topic is for today.
What's going on?
It's a jam session.
Give me something with a beat.
Shh. So from these eggheads, the Pythagoreans, with their mathematical formula, came the basis of our music of today. was our old friend Pythagoras who discovered that the pentagram was full of mathemagic. The two shorter lines combined exactly equal the third, and this line shows the magic proportions of the famous golden section. The second and third lines exactly equal the fourth. Once again, we have the golden section. But this is only the beginning. Hidden within the pentagram is a secret for creating a golden rectangle, which the Greeks admired for its beautiful proportions and magic qualities. The star contains the golden rectangle many times over. It's a most remarkable shape. It can mathematically reproduce itself indefinitely. All these rectangles have exactly the same proportions. This figure also contains a magic spiral that repeats the proportions of the golden section into infinity.
So are you seeing this, True Seeker, how it all comes together? The numbers, the music, the shapes. And it's these numbers that are the basis for our alphabet as well.
To the Greeks, the golden rectangle represented a mathematical law of beauty. We find it in their classical architecture. The Parthenon, perhaps one of the most famous of early Greek buildings, contains many golden rectangles. These same golden proportions are also found in their sculpture. In the centuries that followed, the golden rectangle dominated the idea of beauty in architecture throughout the Western world.
So is it sinking in, True Seeker, why these shapes are used? This is the way of acknowledging the builder of this universe. These shapes, these ratios, these are the ones found within us, within the spirals of galaxies. And it's obviously of very much importance to the elites, and has been for some time. As they showed us the Greek Parthenon thousands of years ago. And in doing this research, it seems that the same coding from the dates to the names is omnipresent. And one possible explanation for that is that our entire history is a forgery and has been made also according to these numbers, an entire possibility. So we watched a good chunk of that video. It's worth watching the rest. I will let you do that on your own. I'll also link it down in the comments if you'd like to do so. It's an easy search as well. Just type in Disney Sacred Geometry. It'll pop right up. So these numbers, this sacred geometry, it oftentimes comes back to multiples of 11 and the master numbers. And in the case of Disneyland, it was established and opened in the year 55. If you sum the first numbers 1 through 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way up to 10, it sums to 55. The numerology of 55 is 5 plus 5 equals 10. So its own numerology is a reflection of itself, giving 55 and 10 special properties. The word numerology itself, with Pythagorean method, sums to 55. Add that all up, it's 55, numerology. In the study of numerology, 55 is often referred to as the God number. In English, however, God does not sum to 55. Instead, Satan does. Satan sums to 55. And we use those same letters for Santa, the person most children are taught to praise and worship on Christmas. The man in the red suit with the 55 gematria. And in addition to what kids are taught to think about on Christmas, they're often taught to think favorably towards Disneyland. Favorable feelings for Santa, favorable feelings for Disneyland, opened in 53. And Disneyland has this curious gematria, Pythagorean gematria, 44 with the S exception 53. In Jewish gematria, the word hell equals 53. So Satan, hell, and of course 44 is the kill number. So Disneyland, it's located directly on the 33rd parallel north in the 117th meridian west. Those are its coordinates. It's located in Anaheim, California, which has a Pythagorean gematria of 33. It's in Orange County. Orange is the only color with a gematria, Pythagorean gematria of 33. California, the state, has the simple English gematria of 88, like the words poison and program. And I have thought for many years that Disneyland has poisoned and programmed the minds of many. So for further proof of these tributes to 33, we can look at Walt Disney himself. His wife, Lillian, has a 33 name. They had their only child together in the year 33. They named her Diane, a name with a simple English gematria of 33. Diane Disney died November 18th, the 322nd day of the year, on the premiere date of Frozen, Disney's 53rd animated film. All very suspicious, Truth Seeker. Just continuing tributes to 33. It's said that his daughter died while she was on a hike. Hike is a word with 33 gematria. In terms of Disney's movie history, they released their very first movie ever on December 21st, 1937. Notice that 12 plus 21 is 33. 12/21. A date that they had us focus on in the year 2012. Remember when the media was hyping that December 21st, 2012, something big could happen? Possibly the end of the world. That was all a big hoax. They knew that that date had passed 2 years earlier, December 21st, 2010. That was the real December 21st. We had a significant pole shift that day. Michael Eisner, this was the face of Disney for many years, for most of my time growing up. Of course, Michael, 33 name in Pythagorean gematria. Michael Eisner with Pythagorean gematria 67, like the word alchemist, 67. West and organic and water are all 67. Disney's out west. Important numbers to these people, possibly important concepts as well. He was born in the year 42. Before him, the CEO was Ron Miller, another person with curious gematria. He was born April 17th, 1933. So, just so much of this. In my last post, I talk about Jack Kinsey, the original animator for Disney, 33 name, 33 life number. Recently at Disney, we had the measles scare. The original story said that there were 33 cases, and then a week later, they gave us the number 42. These numbers are so often coded together. Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, was supposed to speak in Congress. He was originally supposed to speak on February 11th. That's the 42nd day of the year, 42. That date's been pushed back to March 3rd, 3-3, a lot like 33. This stuff's just always happening because there are these Masonic principles that give these people away. They are always doing things by the numbers, an important part of their code. Even when they disappear. R.I.P. Disney Diane Miller. Disney has another station called Disney Junior. Disney is a 31, like the foundational degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Junior is a 33 word. 31 through 33, the ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. And there's much pirate emphasis on this station. Pirate is a 33 word, just like robber, just like banker. So much 33 focus. Mickey Mouse, the original mascot for Disney. Let's check this out. His original name was also Steamboat Willie. With Pythagorean gematria, steamboat equals 24. With the S exception, 33. With simple English gematria, 96, like the word Freemason, like the religion Satanism. Steamboat Willie in simple English gematria is 166. Also, I want you to notice how it's 67, like Michael Eisner. Again, an important number to these people. The name Mickey Mouse with the right gematria combination also sums to 67, just like Steamboat Willie. These tributes are everywhere. His birthday is November 18th, the 322nd day of the year, the same day Diane Disney died, the same day Frozen premiered. Do you think it's a coincidence? Again, R.I.P. Diane Disney Miller. Notice she married a Miller. She married somebody with a 33 name. So Disney Miller hyphenated is 3133. Diane Disney Miller. And Disney, they're just so massive because of how much, I mean, just think about it. It's no wonder that Disney is so massive. Almost everyone in the United States at some point in their life will become a fan of Disney. Women in this country are obsessed with Disney. Children are made to be obsessed with Disney. So in other words, almost the whole country is funneling a portion of their wealth to Disney at all times. In turn, they own food, music, toys, sports teams, and all these media networks. Look, this is just a list of all the TV networks they own. I mean, Lifetime. How many women are also sitting around watching Lifetime? When they're not watching Disney, they're watching Lifetime. Sorry to pick on the women, I just know this is what a lot of our women do. And we wonder why they're all full of worries. Every episode on Lifetime is another tragedy just waiting to happen. And look at ESPN. I mean, they own ESPN. We wonder why the sports are all coded with the same numbers. If you sit down and watch ESPN and pay attention to the stats they put on the screen, it's all the same numbers I'm exposing here. 33, 47, 74, 26, just over and over. Same with these superhero comics. I mean, Disney didn't used to own it, but now they do, and the point is the coding's always been there anyway. So even though they weren't all under the same umbrella, they were still really all coming from the same people, same backing, same subliminal messages trying to be coded. I mean, it's just astounding that they own all this. It's insane. And then there's companies like Coca-Cola, Monsanto. We're not even talking about them. So again, if you haven't done so already, watch the rest of this episode. A lot more good stuff there. 27 minutes. Donald in Math Magic Land. That's pretty much the extent of the message, Truth Seeker. I just wanted to show you how everything about Disneyland shows where it really comes from. This satanic cult, these Freemasons, these Zionists, these people fascinated with the number 33, bent on deceiving us. And just think about what Disney does in the minds of so many. It programs them. Little girls everywhere striving to be princesses. making their greatest ambition finding Prince Charming. And then when you watch these Disney movies as adults, you see all the hidden messages, all the hidden illustrations that the kids' eyes aren't supposed to pick up on. But whose eyes are they there for? The erections in the crowd, the genitalia in the clouds. What's it all about? You know, these people are continually tormenting us. And for what reason? And why do we continue to support them? You know, when I started to wake up to all this stuff more than a decade ago, I realized I had to stop going to the movies. I realized I had to stop buying consumer products that these people had ownership over. Every time we do that, we're submitting ourselves to them. We're surrendering to them. We're empowering them. We're supporting them. We become complicit in what they're doing. This is the word we have to get out. We have to tell our friends and family to stop going to Disneyland. Why do you think at the end of every Super Bowl they have the players say, "I'm going to Disneyland"? They have to keep conditioning us to do the wrong things, to work against our own interests. Everyone knows Disneyland's overpriced. Everyone knows they're a corrupt company. Yet people want to keep taking their children there, their family there. I know someone who just had a tragedy in their family. They decided to go to Disneyland to feel better. To me, it makes me want to vomit. Just reminds me what a bunch of idiots we are. Tragedy in your family makes you want to go to Disneyland. That means you don't have your priorities right. It means your head's up your ass. It means you're going to keep having more tragedies in your life. And you're going to keep supporting a world that's a tragedy. Disney. Something everyone needs to stop supporting. Along with all these other giant gluttonous companies that have more power over our lives than we do. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.